this video, I'm going to be telling you how to get waves with short hair. But before we get started, if you're new here, make sure you go subscribe. And whether you're new here or not new here, make sure you go press the like button right now. Cool, let's go. Alright, so how to get waves with short hair. First, we need to answer the question, how short is too short? Pause. To answer that question, you need to understand how waves are formed. You also need to understand what waves are in the first place. So waves are basically just curls, but you take those curls, you stretch them out, and then you lay them down on your head. That's how waves are formed. That's all that waves are. Curls that are stretched out and laid down on your head. If you want a good example, have you ever seen a slinky before? It's coiled all up, right? Or like one of those old phones that had the coils on the end with the wire. Well, take those same coils on the cord or on the slinky and stretch them out, right? What happens? Those curls that you just saw, now they're wavy. Is it starting to make sense now? So now back to the original question. How short is too short for waves? Well, your hair needs to be at a certain length where it's able to curl up. Each person has a different curl length. So you really just need to pay attention to your own hair and see just how short your hair is. If it's at the curl length, cool. If it's not at the curl length, you need to wait a little bit longer. One way you can get a little bit closer to finding out when your hair is at the curl length is you need to go find out your hair type. There are plenty of charts online that'll tell you exactly the different types of hair types and what they look like. So find some pictures of different hair types and see which one looks most like yours, and that should help you find out which hair type you have, and that should help you find out when you get to your curl length. So this video is kind of like relative because it really depends on your hair type. Somebody like me who has kinkier hair might get away with shorter hair than somebody who has straight hair, because straight hair takes longer to start curling up, which is why it's called straight hair. So you really need to find out which one you have. The shorter your curl pattern, the shorter your hair can be when you get waves. The wider your curl pattern, the longer you have to wait, and the longer your hair has to be before your hair even starts to curl so you can get with the waves. Does that make sense? If you understand what I'm trying to say, go drop a comment down below saying I got you. So as far as the process goes, it's pretty much the same as getting waves any other type of way. Things are just a little different because your hair is short. So the first thing you're gonna need to do is go out and buy a brush. If you already got a brush at home, perfect. But if you don't, you can just go to Target, Walmart, CVS, the beauty supply store, it doesn't really matter. Just go get a brush. My personal recommendation is going online to a website called www.smoothstyles.com. They sell some pretty cool brushes, and I have a discount code for their website to help you out. If you go and purchase anything from their website and use my code WAVEMAN, you get a discount. It should be like 20% off, which to me is a pretty good deal. It's definitely worth it. So when you're looking for a brush, make sure you consider Smooth Styles. So the reason you need a brush is because getting waves requires you to brush your hair. Like, it's a requirement. There's no way around it. In fact, it's the most important thing about getting waves. If you're not brushing your hair, you're most likely not gonna get waves, unless you're like some type of special case, which you're probably not. So go buy a brush so you can brush your hair. But before you brush your hair, go ahead and buy some products. If you want waves as fast as possible, you're probably gonna wanna go get a pomade or some type of like gel. Normally I wouldn't recommend the gel, but recently I've been trying it out and they really do work. Actually, no, for this video, no, don't get a gel. That's only when your hair is a lot longer. For short hair, you don't need gels. So yeah, go get a pomade. There's many different pomades I can recommend right now. There's 360 Style, there's Murray's pomade, Dax, Sport and Waves. There's so many different ones. There's probably like a little tab for me to leave different products. So make sure to look out for that so you can click the links and whatever. But yeah, you're gonna need products to assist you in this process. They hold your hair down when you're in the process of brushing your hair. That's why I said before you start brushing to go get some products. So pretty much to put the products in your hair, all you gotta do is put them on your hands, rub them in your hands, and then rub them in your hair the same way that you would brush your hair. The way you brush your hair, the way you put in your products is all gonna depend on the different wave pattern that you choose. So I'm just gonna go ahead and assume you chose 360 waves, but there's other types of waves like 540 waves and 720 waves. But I'm assuming in this video you're choosing 360 waves. So you would brush your hair in this direction, right? That's the same direction that you would apply the products. You get it? Everything is gonna work the exact same way. The way you put in the products, the way you brush your hair, and the way that you cut your hair too. By the way, while we're on the topic of cutting your hair, if you really want to get waves, like if you really want them, if you're serious about it, then make this your last short haircut. With waves, they're definitely gonna look better with longer hair. So just cut the short haircuts out. I don't know why you're doing it in the first place, especially if you want waves. Just cut it a little bit longer. I can't tell you which length to choose because I don't know what curl pattern you have, but I'll just give a general recommendation. If you have coarse hair, I recommend getting a 2 with the grain. If you have straight hair, I would say like a 3.5 with the grain. Those are just rough recommendations. It's gonna vary from different person to different person. Now, when it comes to how long you should brush your hair, this is the part where it's really different because you really need to put in more work, especially if your hair is shorter. All wavers know after a haircut, that's when you put in the most brush work. And if your hair is already short, basically this applies to you. I would recommend if you're trying to get waves with short hair, you brush your hair for 1 hour a day minimum. Yeah, 1 hour. If your hair were a little bit longer, I would say 30 minutes. Maybe you can get away with 20 minutes, but with short hair, there's no getting away with it. I'm not saying you got to do 1 hour all at once. You can break it up here and there, 4 different 15-minute sessions, or maybe 2 different 30-minute sessions. It's up to you. Just try to get that 1 hour. Because with shorter hair, you're really gonna have to exaggerate what you're doing to get this process up and running. While we're on the topic, make sure you run to the like button right now and smash it if you have not already. How long is this video? If the video is 10 minutes long, that means it took me like 30 minutes to record it and then like another 4 hours to edit it. That's a lot of time, right? All I'm asking you to do is spend 1 second to press the like button. Super easy, right? You could have done it right now, like while I'm explaining this. I don't know, just go do it. You did it? All right, good. All right, so after you finish brushing your hair, you want to go ahead and get a durag. Just like the brush and the products, you can go to pretty much any store and get a durag. You can even go online and buy one. You could also get a wave cap. You can also get a stocking cap. You can get different types of caps as long as they put compression on your head. I would personally recommend one that's more of a silky satin material, but it's also a little bit breathable. It's just better for your hair. If you ask me which I like better, durags or wave caps, you can tell. I mean, look at what I'm wearing. I like durags more. You can control how tight you tie them. So they can get really tight or they can get really loose. With the wave cap, you can make it tighter, but you cannot make it looser. And I get headaches pretty easy. So if you're somebody who gets headaches pretty easy, then you're probably gonna like a durag better too. So let's recap the steps. You're gonna go out or go online to www.smoothstyles.com. You're gonna get a brush. You're gonna use my discount code WAVEMAN so you can get a discount, or you can go anywhere and get a brush. It's up to you. Then you're gonna get some products, preferably a pomade if you're trying to get waves with short hair, and you're gonna go get a durag. You're gonna put the products in your hair. By the way, only put the products in your hair maybe like twice a week, maybe 3 times a week, but you're gonna brush your hair every single day. So you can put the products in your hair maybe like Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Then when you're finished brushing your hair, just put your durag on. By the way, I didn't go over why you need a durag. So a durag is really for saving your progress. Every time you finish brushing your hair, put your durag on. Do not forget it. It's very important. It's like playing a video game and then saving the game. The durag is that save button. I'm sure you didn't just waste your time doing everything for nothing, right? It's the same concept. Put your durag on. And the durag also protects your hair from different things. So if you're like going to sleep, if you're going swimming, if you're getting in the shower, doesn't matter what you're doing. If your hair is getting water in it, or just getting wet in general, or if you're gonna be touching your head on something like a pillow or a car seat, no matter what, put your durag on. If you have any tips that I missed in this video, make sure you go leave them in the comment section below. It'll be really helpful for everybody else that's trying to figure out how to do this. And if you have any questions, make sure you go drop those down below too. I'm gonna try to get to all your questions. But without further ado, that is the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please go press the like button. It really helps me out. And if they ask you who I am, I'm WaveMan Mike. So subscribe, drop a comment, and don't forget to like. Enjoy your day.